We are back. As I wait for a torque converter to put in the transmission before I bolt up the Monte Carlo's engine to the transmission, put it all in, I've got my new 4-inch straight pop exhaust from the ABCDE company. MB. Or I'm too dyslexic and acoustic for that. Just give it a name. Just why are we doing letters? I'm not good with letters. But 4-inch straight pipe exhaust. And I don't know if I'm going to throw it in this video, but I also got a new grill, just a cheap eBay grill to replace this factory grill that's pretty done. I took that big bulky front bumper off of it that had the winch. It looks way better with the factory style bumper, although this isn't technically for this year model, but since it'll work basically is what I'm saying. It's for the little bit earlier year models, like the 80s models, but looks good to me. Might have a little dent here and there, but we just don't look at it. I got new headlights, bezels, and parking or turn signal lamp covers, which are those right there. I'm waiting on headlights, grill, and bezel, so I'm not 100% sure if I will add that to this video, because this exhaust kit should take an hour, but with my luck we're gonna do about 6 days worth of cutting and cussing and punching fenders. So what I have here is I got an HX35 turbo with the stock downpipe and stuff. The guy that owned this since sometime in the mid 2000s, I have a stack of receipts for this truck that came with it. Long story short, I bought this truck. My son obviously went to a school. When I would pick him up from school, I would park on the curb and he would walk across, and I would always park in front of a house that had this truck sitting in its driveway, exactly like this. I asked the lady in 2019 if she would sell it. She said, no, not right now. And then in 2022, I was like, I happened to see her again, and I was like, you know what? Let's just ask. And I said, hey, is that for sale? I didn't even have the money. So I wasn't, because I was expecting her to say no anyways. She said, well, what do you think you'd give for it? And I was like, oh, let's look at it. So, long story short, bought it for $5,000, and it is 4-wheel drive, 12 valve, 5-speed. The odometer stopped at 310, 584, and by my guess, it has probably 500,000 miles on it, but I have absolutely no idea if the engine's ever been rebuilt. I don't know if the get rag has ever been rebuilt. I think just judging by getting under there and looking at the get rag, I think it has been rebuilt. The engine, I'm not 100% sure, but it has no blow by. I have driven this thing on many 2+ hour trips there and back, and it has been absolutely amazing. The injection pump leaks when it feels like it, so until it decides to absolutely destroy itself, I'm not going to mess with it, because I have very, very limited knowledge about all this. It is very simple, but I have not actually gotten into it like I do LS stuff. So if it runs and drives with no issues, it can leak all at once. But I got the previous owner, he already at some point got under here and straight piped the factory 3-inch exhaust. So he cut out what would have been the muffler there, and he just straight piped it all the way down 3-inch, which isn't bad. I mean, it's worked for however long. It might leak a little, but today it is, ow, oh, every time I can't even get up without hitting something. Today is gonna get that there 4-inch straight pipe. Let me show you the difference. When your mom told you that 1 inch doesn't make that big of a difference, she lied. Because there's you and there's me. Yeah. So Your mom's a liar. But to you, not to me. She always tells me the truth. Oh, I put new shocks on it too. Those are those Rancho 5-way adjustable shocks that it actually had on it previously, but they were completely worn out. Those front factory leaf springs are pretty worn out too, but it's all good enough. So finally, as the mayor of Yap Town, I had to yap for a good minute, but we're gonna start chopping her up. And this, I've put one of these on before, so it shouldn't take that long. This comes with, or it's supposed to come with, everything. God damn, that's a big boy. Just like me. It's supposed to come with everything. Let me put it on my workbench. I think it's only to mount it. I'm not 100% sure. Come on. I'll bite it. Ah, that tastes good. Oh yeah, it comes with, there we go, actual mounts on to the truck. That's what I was looking for. Oh boy, am I gonna have to use a welder? Oof, that's gonna look great. I want you anyways. So, what are you for? Shouldn't I read the directions? No, that's okay. All right, let's get started on this bad boy. So I didn't even think about it until now. It's kind of pointless if I don't do a before and after. So let's get you a before, and then get you one of them dinner afters. We're just gonna start here and let her rip. Oh. All right, got all the exhaust out, downpipe off. Should I clean in there? No, it's okay. I'd say we might have had a little exhaust leak. But we are out, and it is time to put in the new. Let's see how long this takes.
No, I just put you in. You're stuck. Should have went from the bottom. Let's go. The good things about four-wheel drive is you got a stepping stool from the factory. Where's my clamp? No! It's bullshit. Don't tighten it all the way yet. Oh, because we're going to have to wiggle it around.
Let's put the puzzle together. I didn't look at the instructions, so let's see how acoustic I am. Looks about right. Maybe not. Let's get the instructions. There's not enough pictures. I don't want to read. Yeah, I was right. It didn't tell me how to put it in there, though. I better not have to take this cross member out. There is no... I will beat the shit out of this. Ah! Look at her. No, come on. Come on. There we go. I think. Okay. Extension pipe. They're not labeled. I think it's you. Come here, big fella. There we go. Okay, let's rotate on. Yeah. So far, this is where we're at. I am from downpipe all the way to the first spot where it needs to mount on the frame. Of course, it's right there. I should have gone on the other side. I got some clamps on. I'm still trying to adjust it right there where it goes past the transfer case so that it doesn't rub up against the frame or anything and cause a loud vibration like the last setup did. I should probably get a jack stand and set it up under there, and then I need to do these bad boys. So I'm gonna have to break out the welder and show y'all what I learned back in NAM. I am getting absolutely demolished by this exhaust kit. I have been on the last two pipes for the last hour and a half. I cannot get the over axle pipe to line up correctly for the exhaust pipe to line up correctly. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I have realigned this 8,000 times. I cannot get it to fit through here correctly. It's supposed to go through here, but it's all wonky, and the exhaust pipe stretches like 10 feet out that way. So I might have to chop this pipe. I have no idea. I'm gonna keep messing with it, and it'll probably be dark by the time I finish this, which is absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god. That was an absolute ass kicking. Look at this. People are gonna think I'm being racist. Honey, what does my back look like? How bad is it? So, nobody, and by nobody I mean in the instructions, anywhere does it say you've got to cut 2 feet out of one of the pipes for it to fit. I spent 2 hours on the last 2 pipes. Finally found a YouTube video where they were like, hey, yeah, you gotta cut this, you gotta cut like 2 feet out of this if you don't have a muffler. I'm like, oh, well, that would have been great if the LMNOP company would have let me know that in the destruction. But here we are about 10,000 hours later, and obviously it is nighttime. So we will pick up tomorrow. So it is the next morning. Well, afternoonish really. I'm not a morning person. And before I started recording, I came back to the instructions, and I was like, okay, maybe I was just so flustered and frustrated last night. When I kept looking over the instructions, I just missed the part where they said you have to cut out a good chunk of the pipe to make it fit if you don't run a muffler. It is not in here. It says install over axle pipe into the muffler delete pipe. Install hanger assembly, blah, blah, blah. Install tailpipe to the over axle pipe. Adjust tailpipe. Tighten all hardware. Congratulations, you're ready to go. Congratulations, my ass. Nobody, you're supposed to cut this out. And actually, it's raining? Oh, weird. Sorry, in Texas, we haven't gotten rain in like 3 months. Well, I was gonna get under the truck and show you guys. Should be alright. But, anyways, what they didn't tell you in the instructions. So, you have this. Oh, look how pretty it is. It's all nice and looks like a professional actually did it. But so this third piece right here, you got your down pipe is piece 1, this piece that comes around the transfer case is piece 2, and then piece 3 you have to cut out that much. And then it all fits. I spent, oh my gosh, I spent like 2.5 hours just trying to get those last 2 pieces to fit before I finally, like I said yesterday, before a couple minutes ago for you, before I finally found a video where a guy was like, oh yeah, you got to cut this out. You got to cut a big chunk of this out if you don't have a muffler. I was like, oh my gosh, because the amount of, I got ops. The amount of time it could have saved if the instructions would have just done their job. But it is in It is. I'm not a big fan of these hangers. I think I need to get the new rubber pieces because this came off the old exhaust. Because they. Oh, that's a lot tighter than it was last night. That's what she said. By she, I mean your mom. And then I got in here, and of course that wheel, that axle seal or the wheel cylinder, the wheel seal. I don't remember. I've changed those like 8,000 times on first gens, but of course I found out that's leaking. So we're gonna ignore that and just enjoy this 4-inch straight pipe that absolutely kicked my ass last night. But let me get you set up and let's hear the difference. I already started it last night because after I finally got it all bolted in and finished last night, and I was like, I'm not going inside until I at least hear it, and it sounds good. Sounds good, don't it? The camera was a little bit farther away than when I tested the old system, so it's actually a little bit louder than that in person. But let me show you the most important part for anybody that is doing this and can't find a YouTube video, or you go through the same exact debacle I did for hours. This is it. This is all you gotta do. Before you even start to put anything on the truck, get that third pipe and cut off. I cut off a 17 and a quarter. I would cut off 17 and a half. It's a little tight. Give it a little bit more wiggle room. But I would cut off 17 and a half inches from that third pipe. You versus me. Okay, sorry. I got a little carried away. But that's it. There is definitely not going to be any putting the grill on and the front end, but I just go blank. Where I was gonna do the grill, the headlights, headlight bezels, turn lamp signal, covers, blah blah. I'm done. The back of my head is raw from rubbing it all over the ground. My shoulder blades are all cut up. I'm still dirty from last night. No diddy. But after, my shoulders are tired because I went straight from the gym to holding up a bunch of pipe for hours. No diddy. And the middle of my thumbs, the muscles between my thumb and my index finger are super tired from pushing clamps together and holding them so I can get the nut on. No diddy. But that's it. I appreciate you watching if you watched. I know this isn't my typical LS swap stuff, but I love my 12 valve stuff too. I love my first gens. So appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, comment, you know the whole deal. But next is, we'll finally be starting the Monte Carlo. So, I'll see you then. Go build something.